I bought this to sell for a profit. I spent a whole £10 on this, a 32-inch TV for 10 quid, faulty. Hope you've had a lovely day today, basking in the sunshine. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Maybe it's none of my business. Somebody asked me a great question in the comments the other day, which I didn't reply to. They said, am I not bored with just repairing TVs? And the answer is no. I mean, I don't just repair TVs, but if there was one thing I don't get bored of repairing, it is the TVs. But we do all sorts here, from turntables to old radios, but it's just the TVs basically, or anything loosely connected to televisions, that I repair and stick on the channel. I mean, obviously the channel's called TV Repair Community, so it'd be a bit stupid sticking on a toaster. But I've been sticking on the DVD recorders recently, because we do quite a few DVD recorders, normally about 3 or 4 a week to repair, and I've done some for myself over the last couple of weeks as well, and they've been received quite well, so I stuck a few more up. The only thing that's happening in this business, and if you're loosely connected to the television business you'll understand, is the value of televisions has just really gone down. Still a lot of people wanting their TV repaired, which is nice, and they're willing to pay for it, which is even nicer. But TVs like the one I'm just about to show you, I've been saying to myself that they're not really worth repairing. This is a Vestel Smart 32, still got to have its smart services, but the value of this is almost next to nothing. I'll be lucky to get between £40–50 for it with a full warranty when I've repaired it, and I've paid for this. I actually went out and collected it today. It cost me 10 quid, and it comes with a remote control. This is the model number, so it's a basic smart TV made by Vestel, and the person that owned it sold it for a tenner. It was just up the road, so I thought, yeah, I'll go for it, and I'm just going to test it here for backlights. Now, I wasn't going to stick this on the channel tonight, but I was talking to a gentleman who supplied me with some spare parts for a DVD recorder that I'm repairing for a customer. You may have seen that video the other day. He sold me a DVD recorder for 4 quid, same one. So I've got plenty of spare parts. I'm going to try and repair this DVD recorder first, though, maybe over the weekend on the channel. But he does a similar sort of thing with antiques. He's just trying to keep stuff out of landfill. Yes, apparently antiques are going in the landfill. It's incredible. But he said, oh no, it's people like me and you, we've got to keep at it. We've got to stop these things going to landfill. So it kind of motivated me a little bit, because this sort of TV I probably wouldn't have bothered. I'm just testing it to see if I can see a JVC logo, just to prove that it is the backlights. And I can't see anything at the moment, but maybe I missed the splash screen. Anyway, he kind of motivated me to get this one repaired and stick in a new set of backlights. I'm just going to unplug and plug it back in just to see if I do see that JVC logo. And I couldn't see it. Normally get the logo splash screen, as it's called, when it comes up. So let me do. Oh yes, there it is. Look, it's there. So anyway, best thing to do now is to take the back off and dismantle it, and let's stick a new set of backlights in and hope we don't have any problems, you know, with LED strips that need a bit of attention because the courier delivery driver wasn't great. these is a bit dirty. I usually take them off together, but it's not that one. It's actually, I don't know if you could tell. Yeah, you can probably see a mark, but it's, yeah, look at it, filthy. I will give that a clean. This has obviously been above a fireplace or something. I mean, obviously. It's obvious, isn't it? It's just obvious. Let's just put a brand new set in. Not even bother going to test them this time. What's the point? We know it's a backlight problem. Some of these got damaged in the post. That one in particular. That one isn't. I'm not going to put that one in. I think that's too badly gone. I'll need to do a repair on that. You can get a bit too excited taking these out and just start yanking them, but you don't want to do that, especially when it comes to this bit here. So I always make sure I've got my finger on that bit, just so that doesn't snap. The only reason I'm fixing this TV up is to sell it. It cost me £10. Once upon a time I could get £90 for these with a year's warranty. I'll be lucky to get 50 or 60 now. It still has all of its smart features, but hasn't got a built-in DVD. People still like TVs with a built-in DVD player. Weird that, don't you think? Right, is this going to work? Because they're bent. But I can't do anything about that. The post office did that, not me. Can you see how that's bent up? I'm going to plug it in and see what it does. If it comes on, it should be okay. Plugging it in now. I've disconnected the standby light for now, so I've got to wait a few seconds for it to come on, if it's going to come on. Not on yet. Let's switch it on by our little toggle switch here. Now it should be on, but it's not. Those backlights are going to be an issue. Thank you, post office. Oh, I shouldn't say it's the post office, because it could have been in transit in China somewhere. Thank you, China somewhere. I don't know if you can see, but there is the smallest crack just there. That could be the problem. But I'm going to have to take this lens cover off to get to it. And now you can possibly see the crack a bit better. That could be stopping it. Gives me a chance to test out some brand new cable I bought. I got 2 reels of this, 50p each. Right, plugging in. Also plugging in just here. I would expect them to come on just for a second with the JVC Splash logo, but No. We got more problems. More cracks. I can tell the TV is actually coming on because of the red light on the digital output on the main board. When that illuminates, I know the TV is on. Here. Look at the cracks on that. Look at the cracks on that. Right, I'm just going to run these over with a bit of solder just to see. And if that doesn't do it, it's quite intense sometimes going through all the cracks. There shouldn't be any cracks. Right, switch off and switch on again. Splash screen at all? Anyone? Anything? No. Ah. Okay. Still surprised we don't get a splash screen. Let me just see if we do now. No. I'm just checking that that lens is on pretty central, and it is. You probably can't see at that angle how dirty this is, or was. But that's much better now. Not perfect, but much better. But I've got a funny feeling this TV's been quite close to a fireplace. Anyway, let me put it back together and we'll test it. My trusty little Blu-ray player with my not very trusty HDMI lead, but luckily some new HDMI leads turned up today. But I'll test this one out first and just see. The other thing I need to do is put some new batteries in this. We have a standby light. Do we get a JVC logo? Yeah, we do. This is where we find out there's a couple of lines on screen. Nothing I can do about that. Just want to see if I get that picture. See if the HDMI works. I don't know which HDMI it is. It's not that one. Oh, it is that one. And the HDMI does work. There we go. I'm going to test if we've got some audio. Bing. And we do. And the screen is looking very good, actually. Actually, it really is looking very good. So it's another one saved for landfill. How much did it cost me? It cost me £10 to buy it, £2 for a set of backlights. I think asking 50 quid for it, maybe pushing it even with a year's warranty. But if you're selling on Marketplace, you start at 50, somebody offers you 40 and you say, come and get it. Maybe I should stop giving a warranty. Nobody else is giving a warranty, but I like to give a warranty. Mind you, I've seen the state of those backlights that I've just put in. Maybe I shouldn't give a warranty, but I do. Thanks for watching.